So this is called the ugly duckling stage. For those of you that are thinking, what the heck does that mean? For some of you, you've seen my social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is, or even my podcast. I guess I'm just sharing you a few of the platforms I'm on. But anyways, I did a hair transplant. Today is 3 weeks ago. So during the phase, they have to shave some of your hair, pretty much most of it, and then they put in what they're called are grafts. It takes about 6 months, 4 to 6 months before you start to see a change. So there's this. If you see my hair, I'm not sure how to show it to you. So what happens is during the first about a month and a half, sometimes less, the hair that they put in sheds, so it all falls out. You go through your new hair cycle, and then it grows. And so today is August. Is it 27th? August 27th. It's 11:55 a.m. Eastern. I don't know why I'm giving you all the exact data, but this is how my hair looks then. It looked like there was more a little bit earlier, and like I do with everything, I had videographers there, and we're gonna share this story in future months when there's more done. So, anyways, you came in today to tune in, but before I get into that, let me get back to the transplant thing. So, what happens is the hair grows, and I'm not going to look like Fabio for those of you guys that know that old school reference, but my hair should look a lot fuller than it did in previous YouTube videos. I did 3,300 grafts. So I used a place called Bauman. They're supposed to be one of the best in the country, if not the world. They're in Boca Raton. They were amazing. They took 1,500 hair grafts from my scalp, from the back of my head and the side of my head, and then they took 1,800 from my beard. It took 3 days. It was 11-hour sessions, but whatever. You came to watch what is different between this year and probably last year. You want to get an August report of 2021 in the Miami-Dade County residential real estate market. So that's what I have for you. Took a while to get there, but I'm going to share my screen with you because it's amazing with some of the changes. And so let me share my screen. I just spent, I don't know, maybe about 20, 30 minutes creating this. So today, like I said, is the 27th of August. So I wanted to go till August 26th of last year and this year just to compare apples to apples. And I did it from 2020 and 2021. So one of the stats that people are very interested in is our cash sales. I know you're seeing the data here. So you and don't worry about like trying to like write it down because I do actually have some people that write down the data. I'm going to share a link with you where you can pull this up and you can share it with whoever you want in the future. I have a Google Doc for that. So anyways, August 1st of last year and this year to August 26th from 2020 and 2021. I'm struggling saying that. So cash sales for last year between that time period was 28%. It's interesting because in July it was of 2020, it was the exact same number. And interesting enough too is August of this year, cash sales went up 13%, just like they did last month from 2020. So 41% compared to 28% in both August of 2020 and July of 2020 to this year. So a 13% increase of cash sales. So I don't want to just give you data, I want to tell you why. And one of the main reasons people are moving to Miami is to save taxes. You know, the people that are coming here are coming from Chicago, Washington, D.C., Boston. We're getting people from Chicago. I don't know if I mentioned Chicago already. and like the San Francisco Bay Area, because you can save a significant amount of money if you move to Florida on taxes. So the people that are coming here aren't the people that are like middle class or below middle class. They're the wealthy ones, so they have cash. So that's why it's gone up so much. So 13% increase in cash sales. So let's look at closed sales. It's just like last month, not the same numbers, but so in 2020, cash sales were 1,932. And for those of you that were interested to see how I got to that number above, there's a breakdown of the cash sales compared to total sales. So when I say total sales, I'm talking about single family homes, condos, townhomes, stuff like that, not just single family homes. So it's a mix of both. If you look at this year, sales have gone up dramatically. You know, 2969. So that's a 53.7% increase in total sales. It's huge. It's a huge number. And like I said, a lot of people are coming here to save taxes this year. A lot of people, and in case you wonder why, like, people could save taxes last year when they were, if they moved to Florida, just like this year. The main reason is because of COVID, we realized that not everyone has to work in a physical office. So a lot more people are working remotely. So they still have the same jobs, a lot of them, but they're able to make more money for themselves because they're saving taxes because they're working remotely, because more and more companies are allowing that. And another thing too is we have a lot of financial companies that are having their hubs come to Miami, especially because they're saving money. And the tech industry, we have a huge shift, like where we have a lot of tech companies that are moving to Miami, South Florida. So last thing I wanted to share with you. Wow, this will be a very short video compared to what I normally do, and it's long. So the last thing I want to share with you is properties for sale. So there's a huge decrease in amount of inventory for sale. A lot of people aren't selling their homes. So again, why are less people selling their homes? Because it's hard to get a home, to purchase a home. And I'll share with you, I'll get into that a little bit deeper in a sec. But there's a 60.3% less number of properties for sale this year compared to last year. It's a significantly lower amount of properties for sales. So if you see in August of 2020, there were about 18, there were not about, but there were 18,481 properties for sale. This year, we only have 11,143 properties for sale. So why is that? Why are there so many less properties for sale? There's a few reasons. Because so many people have moved here, it's definitely a seller's market. So even though we have way less months of inventory, way less properties for sale, it makes it harder as a buyer to purchase a home. So yeah, you are going to sell your home and make more money, but you have to replace it with something. So you have to replace it with either a property that you're going to buy or rent. And in both those segments, it's very difficult. You have to pay. If you're a buyer in this market, I wouldn't suggest you buy unless you sort of have to buy. Because if you're a buyer in this market, you have a much shorter selection than normal. If you see you have 60.3% less homes to choose from compared to last year. So you have a much smaller selection. So that means you have to be more flexible with the home that you decide to purchase. Also, because there are less properties for sale, the prices have gone up. And I didn't give you a number like how much properties went up. because Florida, South Florida, when I say South Florida, I say like Miami, Miami Beach, and all the surrounding areas in Miami-Dade County. It's a very localized market. So you could have some areas where growth, like I'll give you an example. I live in a place called Pinecrest. Pinecrest, Zillow, they're not great at predicting things, but they're decent at some things. So they say, like, forget about Pinecrest where I live. They say that Fisher Island is one of the wealthiest zip codes in the country. And they think like Fisher Island is going to go up between this year and next year, like 35 to 36%. They say Pinecrest, where I live, which is more suburban, is going to be about the same, maybe a percentage or 2% less next year. So because there's so many different changes in the different areas, I would suggest reach out to the agent that you're working with, whether it's us, the All in Miami group, or your local agent that knows the market pretty well. Ask them how it affects the area that you're looking at. I don't want to give you an average number because that would be doing you a disservice. So you have, if you're buying in this market, first of all, you're going to pay more than what you're going to pay. You're going to have a smaller selection. Also, there are going to be multiple offers. There are going to be more cash sales, and you're going to have to be flexible on your terms, whether it's an appraisal contingency, whether it's an inspection contingency, or waiving your inspection contingency. So you really, really have to be a buyer in this market to buy. Otherwise, and also probably someone that wants to keep that property for a decent amount of time, probably at least 5, 6, 7 years, because you may get hurt otherwise. If you buy, you overpay in this market, depending on your area, and then you have to sell in 2 or 3 years. You may be hurt in this market. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a sec so you can see the rest of this ugly duckling phase. Just kidding about that. Well, sorta. But anyways, another element is, so if you do sell your home, you could also think, okay, well, I'll rent instead. But our rental market, we have a significantly lower inventory in the rental market, and the rental market actually is probably even more competitive than the sales market. And the reason why is people that can't buy because there's less inventory decide to rent. So we still have this number of people that want to move here, whether they buy or rent. And because there's more, I guess, competition in both those segments, it makes it more difficult. So some people that, if they have a good agent, a good real estate agent, before they put their house on their market, they're going to look at their options first, whether I buy or sell, and they're going to see what are the different options, whether we do that. So I have many people that come up to me, and they don't have to sell. We look at their options because their property, and when I say I mean Will, Jade, Vico, myself, and Haley's on the team as well. We have some others that support us as well. But anyways, we tell people sometimes don't sell now. It's not a good time. Getting a few texts. But anyways, life is going on. Sorry about the little beeps that you're hearing. It's my phone. It's not yours. Well, maybe yours is going off at the same time. Anyways, so that's where I got. I made this video that was probably a shorter video. I ended up actually making it a little bit longer. I'm gonna get my text in a sec, and I'm gonna share that link that I have. Sorry, I don't know. My phone is on silent, but I guess my Mac isn't on silent. I guess my phone wasn't on silent. Anyways, I'm gonna share that link with you in the description of whatever platform you see this, whether it's a podcast, you hear it. I don't think a podcast would be that good for this. So whatever platform you see this on, I'm going to share that link with you. If you ever want to do business with us, this is my pitch to you, even though we want you, to work with whoever you want to work with. But if you do want to work with the All in Miami group, you can just contact us. Our links will be below. Or if you just want information from us and you're not ready to do business or you don't want to work with us, we'll still be happy to help you. Just reach out to us. The easiest way to reach out to us is to go to allinmiami.com. Allinmiami.com. Thanks so much. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe out there. Life is not the same now. It's very difficult. For those of you who have lost loved ones during this time, I lost a friend this week from COVID. He wasn't vaccinated and he passed. But anyways, for those of you that are going through tough times, all the best for you. My prayers for you, and stay safe. Thanks so much, guys. Love you. All the best.